Let's talk about trade wars. No, not the fun kind with spaceships and lasers. This is the kind with tariffs, which are basically taxes on goods from other countries. Countries use tariffs to protect their own industries. They can also use them to punish other countries. The problem is, trade wars can hurt everyone. When a country puts tariffs on another country's goods, it makes those goods more expensive. This can hurt consumers, who now have to pay more for the things they want. It can also hurt businesses that rely on those goods. For example, if the United States puts tariffs on steel from China, American companies that use steel to make cars or buildings will have to pay more for their materials. Trade wars can also lead to retaliation. If one country puts tariffs on another country's goods, that country is likely to retaliate with tariffs of its own. This can escalate quickly, leading to a full-blown trade war. In a trade war, everyone loses. In 2025, former President Trump imposed tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China. He said these tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and businesses. However, many experts argued that these tariffs would actually hurt the American economy. The tariffs on Canada and Mexico were particularly controversial. Canada and Mexico are America's closest neighbors and trading partners. The tariffs strained these relationships and led to higher prices for consumers in all three countries. The tariffs on China were part of a larger trade war between the two countries. The trade war began in 2018 and escalated over the next few years. Both countries imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of each other's goods. Canada and China didn't just sit back and take Trump's tariffs. They retaliated with tariffs of their own. Canada imposed tariffs on a variety of American goods, including steel, aluminum, and agricultural products. China targeted American agricultural products like soybeans and pork with its tariffs. The tariffs had a significant impact on global markets. Stock markets around the world fell sharply in response to the news. Investors were concerned that the tariffs would hurt global economic growth. The tariffs also created uncertainty for businesses. Companies didn't know how long the tariffs would stay in place, or if they would escalate further. This uncertainty made it difficult for businesses to plan for the future. Despite the trade war, there were some positive developments. For example, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, a major chip maker, announced a $100 billion investment in semiconductor plants in Arizona. This investment was partly influenced by the CHIPS Act, a law passed by the United States government to encourage domestic semiconductor production. However, it's also likely that TSMC was motivated by the trade war with China. By building plants in the United States, TSMC could avoid the tariffs that were being imposed on goods imported from China. The future of global trade remains uncertain. The trade war between the United States and China has cooled down in recent years, but tensions remain high. It's possible that the trade war could flare up again in the future. In the meantime, businesses and consumers around the world will continue to feel the effects of the tariffs.